This video is how to optimize your improvement through losing. Now that might not make sense, but I have a couple reasons how. The first reason, salt factor. Salt factor, I'll explain that later. The second reason, the question. The third reason is something I call LMM, and the fourth reason is the nerd method. So for the salt factor, losing at anything always spawns some sort of negative emotional response in humans. I don't know how you deal with losing in fighting games like Deepwoken, but some people have very hard times containing their emotion, and it leads to screaming and raging and just a whole lot of bad stuff. So, for the salt factor, you may need to learn how to control this, how to not be as angry, and the more you lose, the easier it is to actually control this. Obviously, if you win, you won't feel this, but if you lose more, if you're not afraid of losing. So the salt factor, it basically comes down to don't be afraid to lose. Losing gives you a better perspective on what you can do next. The second and possibly best reason is called the question. The big question is, why did I lose? A lot of you will say, oh well, your opponent got lucky, or they're just using a busted build. But you can't use that reason. If you think that, you will always stay as bad as you are right now, or your skill level. You can ask things like, what skill are they? How good are they? And then how can I emulate that? What did they do differently than me? What was the turning point in the fight? What was their defense versus yours? What was their strategy and tactics? How did they execute their combos? All of those things, all those points, you need to think of them very carefully. And you just really need to ask yourself that question. The third reason is LMM. That means losing as a means of motivation. Basically, what you do is if you lose, use that as a way to motivate yourself to get better and to win. Don't think, oh, this is bad, I need to do X or Y. What you need to think is, I am going to do better next time. That wasn't my best performance, but I can learn from this. This ties into the other reasons. And the final method, what I call the nerd method, is recording your gameplay and watching it over, especially the ones you lose. Don't watch and look over the ones you win, because that isn't as effective. You want to go over the ones you lose, and you want to see why you lost. This ties in with the second reason. You want to ask these questions while you're watching it. And basically this will give you the full reason and what you need to work on, and you can use some of my other methods on my channel to help learn those things you need to learn. So in conclusion, the 4 methods, if you use them, you can improve the rate at which you learn, and you can make it so you don't tilt Q, and you can actually improve at a faster rate than before. And honestly, I think the question is the best method to get better. Always ask yourself that. Even if you think it's stupid, just asking yourself it will set your brain and make you think more, and you'll more understand why you do things, why you lose, and what you need to work on.